Today, I'm going to be answering some assumptions people have about studying computer science as a girl, because apparently people are more afraid of looking like a nerd than they are of immense workloads, sleepless nights, and the fact that you will be bombarded with messages from people asking you to fix their computers, and quite frankly, I have no idea how to do that. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Iris. Alright, I got my cute little notes with me here, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. Maybe you're a girl who's genuinely interested in studying computer science, yet you see all those stereotypes and you're just like, that's not me. I'm not gonna fit in. Or maybe you're just someone who is extremely curious what it is really like studying computer science as a girl, and if any of those assumptions are true. I want you to keep in mind that these are just my personal opinions and experiences. I recently graduated from university with a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Software Engineering. Obviously, these experiences are going to be different for each girl who's studying computer science, and they also vary greatly depending on where you went to university or college and the people that you're surrounded with. Alright, so the first assumption I want to be talking about is that computer science is not creative. Now, I don't know where people get this from, but the only way you can truly believe this is if you have absolutely no clue about the subject. With the help of technology, you could modify a vacuum cleaner and make it swear every time it bumps into stuff. Or you could code your own trading bot that may or may not make you a lot of money in the stock market. I myself wrote a program that automatically uploads products to my Etsy shop because I found it time-consuming and repetitive. All I want to say is that the sky is the limit. If you have an interesting idea, you can make it your passion project or even your job and possibly change the lives of millions. Assumption number 2. You must be super intelligent. I hear this so often, yet it is so not true, guys. I have so many friends who told me, programming is so cool, there's so many things you can do, I wish I could get into it, but I don't think I'm clever enough. And to be honest, it almost annoys me hearing this, because I feel like people are using it as an excuse to not get into the subject and not having to do all the hard work. I'm sure people who say this have never even watched one single YouTube tutorial or blog about how to do stuff, because otherwise they would realize that it's actually not that difficult and it doesn't even take that much. I am not the most intelligent person on this earth. In fact, there are days where I even struggle to tie my own shoelaces. Yet I managed to get my degree. For sure, there's gonna be some tricky and difficult lectures and exams, but I feel like it's the same with every other major. And for those of you who still need even more assurance, computer science is one of the only subjects where you're not required to have super good grades. I was definitely not on top of my class, but I was able to get internships and jobs like this. In the end, what matters most is your motivation and your willingness to learn new things. The next assumption is also a widely popular one, which is, as a girl, you will be popular with the guys in your year. I went to 2 different universities. I started in one university and then switched to another one, and in my experience, I would have to say yes. I had absolutely no problem making friends and connecting with people, although I don't think that being a girl was necessarily the reason for that. But in general, I do think it is true that if you're an average looking girl and there's not a lot of other girls in your year, guys are likely gonna be interested in you. As a girl, you will definitely not have a problem finding someone to help you with assignments if you get stuck. And this has not only been my own experience, but also the same for my female friends studying computer science. Assumption number 5. People are introverts and it's gonna be lonely. This couldn't be further from the truth. I met some of my closest friends at university studying computer science, and since computer scientists are in high demand, there's not really a lot of competition at university. In my personal experience, computer science majors are some of the most friendly, helpful, and outgoing people at campus. There are going to be introverts and there are going to be people who want to get good grades and who love to study alone and who are not really social. But I would say that the majority of people just don't fit into that stereotype. I was having so much fun during my time at university. We went out, our lectures would be really funny when we were working in teams. Overall, I just had an amazing experience. Next assumption. You don't look like someone who studies computer science. Again, I hear this one so many times, and people are usually really surprised when I tell them that I studied computer science. Well, who decides what I have to look like? There's this stereotype of a nerd, but most of the people I went to uni with look pretty normal, like you and I. Take me, for example. I like to wear nice clothes, I love aesthetic stuff, I like to talk a lot, and I'm certainly not happy being locked in a dark room all day to study. And believe it or not, there are a lot of good-looking, outgoing guys studying computer science as well. This next one has me laughing all the time because if you tell people that you're studying computer science, they automatically assume that you know how to hack. Yes and no. I do know a little bit of the basics, but it's not enough to paralyze a whole network. I wish I could though. We did have this lecture on cybersecurity where we were taught some basic ethical hacking. And funny story, we actually had to sign a contract that if we ever use this in a malicious way to harm other people, our university would not be held responsible for it because they were the ones who taught us how to do it. And it felt pretty badass. I do have some friends though who were able to hack the network at for fun. Stay safe and don't use your credit card details to buy anything when you're connected to public Wi-Fi. I think it's time to wrap up this video. If you are studying computer science as a girl and have experienced those assumptions, let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know if you have any more questions regarding computer science stereotypes or assumptions people have. Anyways, thanks for watching and see you in my next video.